Underground Boxing, and I'm back with another video. So, recent reports from the WBC, as we all may already know, that the WBC, they've officially scrapped the Deontay Wilder versus Wilder Ortiz fight, and Wilder Stiverne, he's back in. So, Wilder versus Stiverne, part 2. Now, the fans don't want this fight. Wilder don't want this fight. And to my understanding, the networks don't even want this fight. I get it. But in every cloud, there is a silver lining. For Deontay Wilder, at least. And I say that because Wilder Stiverne is the only fighter that Wilder hasn't knocked out yet. This fight gives Wilder the opportunity to KO every fighter that he's been in the ring with in his professional career. Now, it may not be anything spectacular for the fighting world, fight fans, or just boxing period, but it can definitely be a personal accomplishment for Wilder. Now, with that being said, I have one big question, and that is, what the fuck happens to that step-aside money that Wilder paid Stiverne? Now, I'm trying to understand, like, how does that work behind the scenes? Is it just a simple payment? Does the payment come with some type of contract? Like, how does that even work? I'm assuming some type of contract has to be attached to it, because if it's not in writing, like, what do they have, some type of verbal agreement? Does that, the fact that Wilder pays Stiverne whatever amount of money, does that automatically mean, okay, the WBC has this understanding, or it has to be some type of written agreement? Now, I would want to believe that Wilder and his team would be smart enough to put some type of stipulations in there if things were to fall through, or if Stiverne was to be Wilder's next opponent. I mean, I have no idea how that shit works, but it's either he took a fat ass L, or Stiverne, he gotta get that money back. One or the other. Or possibly, it can possibly be deducted from Stiverne's purse. I guess we'll see how that shit plays out, if it ever comes back up. But now when it comes to the whole fight, I look at it like it'll definitely be a repeat. Wilder will win once again. I mean, we all know this shit. We wouldn't be surprised. My only thing is, Wilder has been put in a position where, when it comes to some people, he can't win for losing. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter if it's not his fault. He's still going to take some blame when it comes to certain people. With that being said, Wilder didn't make this call. The WBC ordered this fight against Stiverne, the part 2, the sequel. So, Wilder needs to make the most of it. Wilder needs to go in here and he needs to beat the shit out of Wilder Stiverne. He needs to put this man to sleep. He needs to do it in dominant fashion, and it has to get done early. It's that simple. I expect nothing else from Wilder except for greatness. He should go in here. He should put this man out within the first 3 rounds in dominant fashion. Now, hypothetically, he puts Stiverne to sleep in the first 3 rounds. My question is, what's next for Wilder? Now, I've been having conversations with guys on Instagram on a lot of different boxing pages, and a lot of people have been criticizing Wilder, and they say, oh yeah, he should fight this person, he should fight that person. And the question popped in my mind, outside of Anthony Joshua, what other active fighter in the heavyweight division can Wilder fight that he wouldn't be criticized for fighting? Because I know a lot of people bring up Dillian White's name, and I feel like he's going to be criticized if he fights Dillian White. He's going to be criticized if he takes the fight. They're going to say, oh, he's taking AJ's leftovers. If he knocks him out, he's going to be criticized and then say, oh, AJ already knocked him out. And then if he's in a tough competitive fight with him, they're going to say, damn, Wilder, like, this guy's already taken a loss to AJ. You claim that you're the scariest man in the division. You surpassed the Tyson era and all that shit. You couldn't get him out of there early. So it doesn't matter what he does, he's going to be criticized. I can't think of any other opponent in the heavyweight division outside of Anthony Joshua that Wilder could possibly face and he can get credit for it. Luis Ortiz, okay, we all know he popped dirty. That fight's not going to happen. It's been scrapped. We get it. Anyone else that says otherwise and try to criticize Wilder for the whole Ortiz situation, they're just a dumbass, and they're obviously just a Wilder detractor. And when it comes to them, we'll just leave it at that. But going forward, I think we all need to put the whole notion to rest that the heavyweight division is back. Because when you just sit down and you use your brain just a little bit, just a small ounce of intelligence, you realize that the heavyweight division, as sad as it may be, it's still trash. Like, I want the heavyweight division to be on. I want it to be on and popping. I want the big men to be out there banging away, and we have all of these top fights and all of these fights that we can wish for. We can sit back and we can match make and we can put this guy against that guy, but that's not the heavyweight division right now. You know, we have a lot of unproven guys that people think that between Wilder and AJ, they'll dominate everyone in the heavyweight division. And it's sad, but the division is still trash. And I believe if we're all honest about the fact that the division is trash, then we have to cut all of these guys. Well, we have to cut the two top guys some slack, AJ and Wilder. And we can't be as critical when it comes to saying their resume, you know, is trash. They haven't really fought anyone. Or Wilder's been fighting bums, and AJ, he's only fighting Charles Martins and old Klitschko coming off a loss. Like, I've said that. I've said AJ, like, people make this big deal that he fought Klitschko coming off a year-plus layoff and a loss, and he's 40 years old. Like, I've said that. But in all fairness to both of the guys, the division isn't stacked. David Haye isn't making any noise. He keeps trying to fight a cruiserweight. You know, people keep popping dirty. Tyson Fury, he's still fat. He's out of shape. Man, honestly, he just needs to retire. So it's like these guys can only fight each other. Like, people are trying to build up the fight between Wilder and AJ, but there's no credible opponents left in the division that they can build up the fight against. Like, it's not. They just need to make this shit happen and just keep it moving. Like, honestly, I would rather for Wilder and AJ to fight each other than either one of them to get a Joseph Parker fight next. Because we all know Joseph Parker, he's just a joke. Maybe Parker can fight somebody like Big Baby Miller. Maybe Big Baby can put Parker to sleep, take his belt, and then, you know, fight some guys to up his status and possibly go against the winner of AJ and Wilder. But even after that fight, it's really nothing else. I mean, you have some young guys coming from the Olympics, but they're still early, it's still early in their career, so they're not about to make any noise in the heavyweight division right now. We got to be realistic. It seems like for the next 3 years or so, unless some random guy comes out the woodworks, it's not shit popping in the heavyweight division. And as unfortunate as that is, that's just the reality right now. But until then, this is Nino Brown Boxing. Peace.